In the beginning, you depend on your environment. You learn and find yourself. You learn your language, you learn your name, your family, and your surroundings. This is where you depend on your parents to show you the way. Presently or currently, this is where you depend on the experiences you had, the teachings you had from birth till now, the challenges and the mistakes, the success that you've come across until this day or currently where you are. And we have the end. This is where we say people are dying, but most of us, we believe that there is life after death. But at this moment, we're talking about leaving this earth, the talent, all the things that you were called to do on earth is now coming to an end, meaning there's no second chance to come back and redo everything that you've done. Greetings to you all. My name is Siame Kgosekgo, and I will be so glad if you would join me. In life, there are choices that we make as individuals which bound us to stop living. We instead tend to run, to be in a stagnant position, or pretending to live, because the reality is for you to find the true path or go back to that true path that you were set to have, you need to have some truth in it. There are what I call failure stories, which many of us do not embrace, we do not talk about, and these are the things that make us who we are at the end of the day. These are stories that improves us to become better versions of ourselves. The failure story, it is the only key to open the gate for our success. Success, be it our happiness, peace, money, richness, and abundance. When you tap into your soul, becoming vulnerable and account for all of the failures you've had in your life, and not shift blame on why you are not successful or not happy or not married, not in love. People tend to say, the marriage ended because there was some truth that you need to take to your grave with. Meaning there are certain things that the choices that we make that we bound to ourselves, that this one I'm not saying it, I would rather go to my grave with it. But you don't understand that the life you're living now, it is because of certain covenants, choices that you did in the past. And for you to be fully free and at peace and have real eternal happiness, you need to face those demons. You need to acknowledge and you need to confess and face your failures and try to make things right. Have some truth in it. It can be as simple as not being able to get your dream job because you were not serious in high school or you didn't take your books seriously, and now your matric certificate the best results, and now it blocks you from becoming what you want to be professionally if you would want to go to university. And you end up living in denial, running away from the truth, and end up finding yourself searching for providers and boyfriends, partners that will sustain you, provide for you, moving from one relationship to another because you are hiding the truth that will set you free. At the end of the time, your life will be reviewed. from the beginning, currently, and the end. That is the lifetime that you were given. But by that time, it will be the end. Then you will see everything that you did, where you went wrong, where you affirmed in life. And unfortunately, by that time, your time would have passed on this earth to rectify and repent yourself. So for you to turn back to your purpose, to your true happiness and eternal joy, the only thing that you need to do as a person is you need to be able to tell the truth, honest truth. Confessing your sins means telling your deepest truth, not to your pastor, not to your friend, but to yourself. Understanding that this is where I did wrong, this is where I fumbled, right? And when you acknowledge where you went wrong, you are taking responsibility to say, I was wrong here. What can I do to rectify it? What can I do to make it right? And immediately that is the time when you need to show regret. You know, someone can say, I am wrong, but they don't show regret. It's like, I'm wrong because you say I should say I am wrong, but I don't believe it in my heart that I was wrong. But if you acknowledge it and you show regret that I was indeed wrong, these are the things that made me, or that led me to where I am today. And then you commit to change. You commit to positivity. You commit to being honest with yourself at all times. You commit to self-introspecting once in a while. You commit to self-mastery, to knowing yourself more than other people. You commit to understanding who you are, understanding your purpose, understanding what makes you happy, and making sure that you live up to that expectations, the one that you set for your life, and the one that God has set for your life. And then you ask for forgiveness. There are certain things that you did in the past. For instance, you were bullying, and because of that bullying, you kind of like made a covenant with other people, like you made other people mad, and you realize as you grow old that there's something that my life is not going the right way, and you realize that the only thing that I need to do, it is to acknowledge that when I was young I was a bully. When I was young I was making other people's life very difficult. So what do I do now? How do I change it? So now this is the time where you say, I am going to show regret. I'm going to acknowledge and take responsibility for my actions for once, and I am going back to each and every person who I've hurt in the past, who I've bullied, and then you ask for forgiveness. When you ask for forgiveness from the bottom of your heart, you don't just say forgive me and you go back to repeat the same mistake that you did. The truth will definitely set you free. Even in relationships, there are certain things that you are doing in your life in the dark, and you realize that this is the secret that I'm going to go to the grave with. I'm not going to tell anyone about it. But you realize later that it is destroying everyone. It is destroying your kids. It is destroying families. But what you need to do to set yourself free, you need to go back. You need to acknowledge where you went wrong. You need to show some regret. You need to be able to ask for forgiveness. And this time you need to commit to change, to commit to becoming a better version of yourself. At the end of the day, you can ask yourself, why? Isn't it better if I just die and keep the secret with me, go to the grave with it? The truth is, the minute you leave like that, you know that you stop living to your true potential. Even if you can have everything materialistic, anything, you can never fulfill that purpose that God has set you in your life until you are true with yourself. There's no way that you can say, I am enjoying this meal, but you're still eating on a dirty plate. You need to clear it. You need to clean it, meaning you need to cleanse your heart. Cleansing your heart, meaning you go back to your inner being You go back and you search for where you went wrong. You own your failure story, and then you confess it to yourself. You rectify it for yourself. Everything that you're doing, it is for yourself. No one can ever know, because in this time that we're living, we have so many beautiful, kind, and laughing faces, but deep inside, when they have to go to sleep, they don't have peace. It's like they are haunted by their choices that they made and the covenants that they made. So, children of God, children of the soil, you are amazing. You're supposed to live an abundant life. You need to live a freedom life. You need to be able to have a peaceful life, a life without drama and all of the pain, the haunting, and the secret tears. When you're sleeping, you're crying, but when you get into people, you're laughing like nothing is happening. You need to turn back to your ways, the ways that God has aligned for you, the one that it was set for when you were born. That road, for you to get back to it, you need to go back to the past, to where you went wrong, and try to rectify all the mistakes. Even if it means you have to go to each and every person you've wronged, if you have to go back to acknowledge that the mistakes that I did, it was because of this and this and this, go back and do it. Because at the end of the day, living a peaceful life, a life of happiness and a success, it is amazing. It is amazing. You live lightly. You don't have a burden. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to be continuing this series as I'm going to be unpacking how to live a successful life. It all starts with mentally. It all starts within us, our inner being, because the light, the gold that we have, that we carry, it is inside of us. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you like the video. Comment if there's something that you would want to say to me, where to improve and how to improve. And thank you so much. Till next time.